Hey everybody, it's a brand new day. All right, so y'all remember that story we read about the swans in New York that with the mom Faye got eaten and the swan guru. All right, well we got a little update. Michael Bean was the swan guru. So we got this from Syracuse.com. The swan guru, Michael Bean, loves everything about the swan guru, Michael Bean, loves everything about swans. All right. Michael Bean, why he's in the news. He's the swan expert that's been working with the village of Manlius, to take care of its two swans and their new offspring. This must have been written before the before the mom got eaten. Okay. Although Michael Bean served as a parade marshal for the village of Manlius 4th of July parade, he suspected most onlookers had no idea who he was. Well, yeah. Do we have a date for this? It doesn't say a date. So this might be before. Oh, bro, this might be before that tragedy. As Manlius, a swan guru, 46-year-old Bean has been called on to provide his expertise and opinion on all things swan ever since he donated two swans. Oh, dude, bro. This is the guy that donated Manny and Faye from the last video. And Faye got eaten, remember? Those juveniles kidnapped Faye and ate her and kidnapped the little baby swans. Okay, so this guy donated them to the village pond for its swan pond in 2019. Bro, this goes deep. This goes real deep. Oh boy. When Manny and Faye's first batch of eggs were destroyed by a perpetrator. Wait a minute, perpetrator in April. Wait. Manny and Faye's first batch of eggs were destroyed, and then later they got swan napped, and then Faye was eaten? What's going on, dude? This is crazy, man. I hope we're not uncovering something. Let me just say, I love life. I love life. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, it says Bean was called to examine the crushed eggs. Okay. He's also been keeping the community up to date after Faye produced a second batch of eggs, offering information as to when they would hatch, how long they would stay in the nest, and even whether the baby swans were male or female. By the way, I'm not pronouncing that word because I just, I do know how to pronounce it, but I don't want to be, I don't know. I'm weird about foreign stuff. He's also been advising the Swan Patrol volunteers. Okay, that's good. I mean, those volunteers aren't doing a good job, man. Faye got swan napped and eaten, and then the eggs, the first batch got crushed. What's going on down there? Maybe I need to go down there and do some on the field coverage. Interesting. Okay. Bean, who lives in but frequently travels to Manlius to check on the swans, embraces his role as swan guru. I bet he's the only person. He came up with that name himself, I bet. I doubt someone's like, hey, you're the swan guru. I mean, it could be. I don't know. All right. He says, I love all the attention when it's on the swans. Maybe not so much when it's on me. But I think my job is to educate people about swans. Says Bean's also interested in all waterfowl, but has special focus on swans. Okay. In fact, he runs a not-for-profit foundation, the Swanery, whose mission is swan preservation, research, and education. Speaking of that, we need to find an article on swan hunting because apparently in some states you can hunt swans. There are 7 species of swans. See, I didn't know that. Bean says his ultimate goal is to have a swan park in central New York. Oh, yeah, that's great. where people can go and view all 7 species. All right. Swans are fascinating, he says. They're captivating and beautiful. They are beautiful, yeah. Like I said earlier, they're quite vicious, though. Also, all birds are left over from dinosaurs, and that makes them interesting. Plus, I'm interested in waterfowl behavior. Okay. Bean doesn't get paid for his expertise. Swans are his hobby. All right. Well, he's a biologist, right? It's something I've done my entire life, and I just like to get people involved in appreciating swans. Hey, fair enough, dude. His parents gave him 7 Peking ducks for his 7th birthday. That's funny. As a teenager, he had several swans and became intrigued by waterfowl. After graduation, he began attending Onondaga Community College, and one day he wrote to S. Dillon Ripley, who was head of the Smithsonian Institution and a noted biologist, ecologist, and expert on birds of India. You hear that, Amos? Birds of India. Asking Ripley some questions about ornithology, Bean was surprised to receive a phone call from Ripley. That's awesome, dude. That's freaking awesome. I have an experience with that with some composers, actually. I won't do any name drops, but I've written to some famous composers and conductors today, and I've gotten emails and phone calls like personally from them. It's quite interesting. So that's pretty awesome, dude. The pair began communicating, and Ripley eventually invited Bean to come work on his waterfowl preserve in Connecticut. Nice, dude. Bean accepted, transferred to University of Connecticut, and began working on the Livingston Ripley Waterfowl Conservatory, a nonprofit dedicated to protection of waterfowl and wetland habitats. Dude, good for him. He got his degree in biology and continued to work there. I was there for 16 years, Bean said. I'd sometimes go to Washington and get these behind-the-scene tours of the National Aerospace Museum. Awesome. You didn't appreciate it at the time. You were young. You just wanted to go back and play with the ducks. That's cool, dude. Bean managed a waterfowl sanctuary, imported the 7 species of swans, and worked extensively with them. Man, this makes it all the more sad that Faye got eaten. In all, they had about 50 swans and numerous other rare and endangered ducks and geese species, including Hawaiian and Nene geese and rare Koskoroba geese from South America. In 2004, Bean traveled to Siberia to establish a waterfowl park. While he was there, he saw the Asian elm trees, and he later decided to grow on his own land. The next year, Bean said he began to miss his hometown and decided to return home. He now has 25 to 30 of his own swans, although he loans them to communities. You want them to be somewhere where people can enjoy them and see what I see in them. That's beautiful. Bean also is working on a project to trumpeter swans. But that's not all he does. He's growing about 1,500 Asian elm trees that can be pruned into various shapes and sizes, such as columns, balls, squares, triangles, ovals, and pyramids. Okay. He's also grafting elms that look like palm trees, which he sells. Okay. In addition, Bean crafts and sells wooden sculptures, like a 12-foot high replica of a horse he has sitting on his lawn on Route 20. Oh, this goes deep. This goes real deep. People stop to admire it all the time. Okay. And Bean has made it from pressure-treated wood and hinges and lit it with red, white, and blue for Independence Day. It's very Art Deco, he says. What an interesting guy. Maybe we should get him on the... I wonder if he's on Twitch. I'd kind of like to interview this guy. When he's not offering advice on Swan? Is that the plural of swan? Is it like deer? Advice on Swan or working on trees and sculpture. He also performs web maintenance for clients. Great. He's like a musician, dude. He just can't have one job. That's unfortunate. He obviously loves swans, but I mean, that's not paying the bills. He got involved with the Manlius Swan Pond when he donated two swans. Yeah, Manny and Faye. He had a male and female swan who mated, giggity, and produced an egg. Oh, but they died. Okay. Wait, what? He had a male and female that, and they died. He incubated the egg and the baby swan was hatched. Oh, okay. So Faye's parents died, but they produced an egg. Oh my God. Okay. Bean knew a woman. What? Who had a male swan and she gave him the swan. Bean donated the pair to Manlius. Okay. When Bean initially heard about the eggs being destroyed, he immediately thought it must be a predator. Oh, a predator, like a raccoon or something. I don't know if those are predators, but yeah, okay, it could be something like a fox. But it might have been them. It might have been people. Something's going on here, dude. Like, okay, recommended. Wait, what? Yeah, I thought it might be a raccoon until I heard they found smashed eggs on the street and in the bar, he said. I was surprised at the overwhelming response from the community, but then this is a very public situation. Yeah, it is. Bean wants to stay in the area, and he'd like to establish some type of waterfowl park like they have in London. I'd just like to keep educating people about swans and other birds because they give people such enjoyment. Yeah, dude. All right. Well, we can email the director here for this article, I guess. And there's her phone number. If you purchase a product, yeah. Hey, well, we'll see what else we can find about this story. But thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.